Good morning, everybody. So you'll need a blanket on your mat to start practice this morning with a strap nearby and then 2 blocks. So the usual props. We'll start on our backs in the Baddha Konasana. So if you want support, you could bring your blocks in, or if you want just a little more stretch, let gravity do its thing, you could start without blocks. So I'll leave it up to you. Have your strap close by. So come to drop in for a couple of minutes. And settle into the butterfly shape. We'll need a little inner leg space today. And your arms can just rest where you're most comfortable. If the upper body has the range and it's not too strenuous to do like a loose O shape, arms overhead, that would be kind of on theme with where we're heading, some overhead in the arms. But if that's too much on the chest or the shoulders, just rest them down by your sides or on your belly. And take a few moments to still the shape and settle into body, breath, mind. Taking a few minutes just to see how you're feeling. See where you might be able to bring in some ease, let go of tension, stress, whether that's in the body, the breath, and or in the mind. Taking just a few cleansing breaths to help you prepare for practice. And since we only have an hour, the efficiency of our work today will be important. And with today's practice, we'll do more of like a Hatha style. So last week we did more of like a yin yasa. The week prior it was straight up yin. So yoga hour will continue to be sort of different every Monday. Every class will be a little bit different style. But straight up Hatha today with some mission around side bends, open twisting, inner leg space. So as best you can, land your awareness right in the space of the body and the breath. Take a final moment or two here. Reach down, help your knees come together. So take a moment to neutralize or internally rotate your hips, knock your knees, and widen your feet. And then place your hands light behind your head, elbows spread wide, and then zip your legs right together. So knees, inner ankles, feet, knees bent, and a little squeeze of the midline. With your next inhale breath, revisit the Baddha Konasana. So open the knees wide, tip your pelvis forward, lift your chin a little and press your elbows down. As you exhale, squeeze your knees together, tuck your tail, tuck your chin, and pick your head and upper back off the mat as you round your spine. And then inhale, open the knees, lower back down, spread the chest, spill the bowl of your pelvis forward. Big arch of the spine, and then exhale, everything squeezes up and in, round the chin towards the chest, navel towards the floor, and keep going. So spinal undulation 3. Inhale gives you this nice expansive opportunity. You can press the feet together, and then exhale gives you that nice contraction as you scoop up. All right, so right on the midline for a couple more here. Try to keep the jaw soft, face soft, grip on the head really light. And the next time that you exhale, that'll be the place to change. So that part will remain the same, but then coming out of that, you're gonna open the legs back to the Baddha Konasana, but side bend over to the right when you land. So your right elbow's down toward your right knee, and your left elbow's up towards the back of your mat, or the top of your mat. And then exhale, you scoot back up to the middle, knees together around the spine, and then as you inhale, you go over to the left, open the knees, land, right elbow to the top of the mat, left elbow down. So we've added like a side bend business, and then exhale back to the middle. You might start to notice that there's some inhale to the right, little outer oblique business. Your side abs might start to click on here. So do a couple more of these. And for now, you can still do sort of that anterior pelvic tilt in the side bend. We'll correct that in a moment. Most of the time we say like, don't back bend in a side bend, but we'll fix that real quick here. One more time each way. And then the next time that you have done a right and a left, let's do one in the middle just to be symmetrical. So big opening inhale, just like you started, no side bend, and then one final scoop up, exhale. And then just let all that go, slide your legs out long, release the grip behind the head, and take a moment to pause. Keep your pelvis where it is, walk your feet to the left, the legs out long, and then you can hook an ankle on an ankle, left on right perhaps. Try to encourage the right half of your pelvis down, and then scoot your upper body over to the left. And if you can, right hand either scoops behind the skull, right elbow gets a big reach toward the top of the mat, or you can adjust for like a loose O arm, whatever you need to do in that right side. Left hand can reach down towards your feet. I like left hand to belly. And then this is where we kind of correct the previous work. So in an actual side bend here, we're gonna be here for just a few breaths. I want you to knit your navel down and scoop a little your tail under so that we have more true side bend, less low back bend. And then this is a little more active. So if you can, push through your feet, pull back through your toes, and squeeze your legs together. If the neck's okay with it, you can roll the head to the right and maybe even a little up. Nice open twist action. Stretch, reach from your right elbow down to your right outer foot. Navel to spine. Big breath for the right side here. Take another cycle. Good, soften your effort there. Undo the shape. Come back to the middle. Take a moment in the center. Keep your pelvis where it is and walk your feet to the right. Hook your left ankle on your right, whatever pinning position works well there, and then anchor the left half of your pelvis down. Keep that, and then move your upper body to the right. So side bend, to the right, and then check for the navel business. We want to knit the low ribs a little bit together, tuck the tail, nice scooping of the belly down towards the floor. Left palm maybe under the head or loose O shape. Right hand to belly or down by the side, and then start to engage a little bit. So squeeze your legs together. Push out through your heels, pull back through your toes. And any amount, reach, stretch from that left elbow all the way down to the left outer heel. The neck's okay with it. You could look left and maybe slightly up. Big breaths here. Last cycle. Good. Undo. Come back to the middle. Take a centering shape. And then grab your strap. So bend your knees, make a loop. And you'll set up for Supta Parayustasana 1 in the right foot. So loop the right big toe ball mound. And for today's purposes, you can keep your left knee bent. Start to stretch up through your right heel. Going for a straight right arm and a straightish right leg. Push a little bit into where the strap meets your foot. Almost like you want to point your toes, but you're not going to. Spread your toes and squeeze the right base of your buns a little bit. Take another breath here. With your left knee bent, open your left knee to the left and take your right leg to the right for a variation of Supta 2. So extra challenge here to keep the pelvis level. Back of the pelvis weighted evenly. Sharpen your left outer foot into the floor. And stretch through your right inner leg. Push a little bit into where the strap meets your foot. And squeeze both outer buns in. Keep this shape. Start to side bend over to the right. So shimmy, shimmy over there like you want to put your right side waist on your right thigh. Some of you, for this brief moment in the side bend, you might be able to like grab your right outer foot with your hand. You could do that. And then just like the banana shape, slip your left hand behind your head or loose O shape and side bend. More weight probably in that left outer foot to keep your pelvis level still. And press through your right inner heel and maybe draw a little bit the belly from the right to the left. So open twist. And look to the left if that feels okay. Good. Undo that. So come back from your side bend and re-grab your loop and bring your right foot back up. Bring your left knee back up. And then start to bend your right knee like half happy baby. So if the strap is needed, you'll keep it, use it. If you don't need it and can grab your outer right foot with your right hand, set your strap aside. Take a moment to gently squeeze your right knee towards your right armpit chest. Press through your right heel, pull down through your right toes, and just like you had a strap or your right hand, push a little bit up. Like you want to straighten your leg, but there's this pulling down action to resist. And then depending on the range, if you can, you'll shift to take the right elbow inside of your right knee, right shin. And then you might have to hold on with your left hand to kind of get in there, but if you have the range, you'll wrap your right lower arm around your right lower leg and reach for your right outer foot with your right hand. It's a pretty big ask this early in the practice, so see what makes sense for you. And then more weight in your left leg, with the final flourish being to maybe straighten your left leg. You're probably not going to get very far. Or maybe you have really open left hip flexors, in which case you might be able to straighten your left leg fully. Draw more weight to the left half, give your left buns a squeeze, and gently bring that right knee down towards the right armpit chest. Take another breath. Bend your left knee. Carefully undo the right leg and maybe stretch the right leg out long. Release the front of the right hip for a sec. Grab your strap, bend your knees, and take your strap over the left foot. So side two. Loop the left big toe ball mound with your strap. Straight left arm, straight left leg. And start to engage. So push up through your left heel. Pull your left toes toward your face. And firm any amount your left knee by squeezing your left thigh. Push a little bit into where the strap meets your foot. And squeeze the base of your left buns. So there's some engagement while we get all this space going in the left back of the leg. Let's take another breath here. Make sure your right knee is bent. And then start to open your left leg to the left and your right knee to the right. So you have a wide setting of the inner legs here. Don't capsize, so keep the weight even across the back of the pelvis. And then sharpen up some work here. Outer right foot into the floor. Left foot into the strap. Squeeze your outer buns in. And spread your left toes. Keep your legs, start to shimmy side bend over to the left. Again, some of you might be able to reach your outer left foot at this point, so go for that if you can. Just keep the strap there. And then add a side bend in the upper body, so slip the right hand behind the head, much like we did at the beginning, or maybe just a loose O shape. Now there's a good chance you started to really head to the left, so put more weight in your right half. Squeeze your right glutes to do that. Reach your right knee to the right, and think about side bending left ribs onto left thigh. Right elbow reaches to the top of the mat here. You can look to the right. Breathe. Carefully change. Come out of your side bend. Left hand grabs your strap. And you'll come back up with both right knee and left foot. From here, start to bend your left knee, half happy baby. So come into left knee, left armpit. If you need your strap, keep using it. Otherwise, first setting is left hand to left outer foot and left elbow outside of the knee. Gentle squeeze, left knee to armpit chest. Flex your left foot. Push up through that heel. And as you pull down, push up at the same time. So the left arm is encouraging that deep hip flexion, but your left foot's sort of pushing upward for resistance. And maybe this is enough. You're going to stay here if it is. Potential consideration, bring the left elbow inside of the left shin knee. Right hand can take a hold of the left foot perhaps to help you then get the big wrap. So the left arm snuggles around the back of the left calf, lower leg, and then your left hand comes to the outer left foot. So a little deeper clasp if available. More weight in the right half of your pelvis with the final option to straighten your right leg. Press up through your left heel, spread your left toes. Squeeze your right buns to encourage more weight in the right half of your pelvis. And breathe. When you feel even, don't let me rush you. Get out of there, bend your right knee, put your left foot down, take a moment to pause here. Little Shavasana. Take a moment to breathe and feel. Then you can bend your knees and flip over to your child's pose. So keep your blanket down for a little bit here. you need a block for your forehead, you could certainly bring that into your child's pose. But widen your knees a little bit, so make a little space and stretch back Balasana when you're ready. And you can slide your hands forward, so we have a little bit more of an active child's pose. So blanket slide, fingertips press down and forward to really stretch the sides of the waist. Forehead on the floor or forehead on a block. And then if you want a little more, you can actually grab the sides of your mat, your blanket, and pull forward a little bit. Sit deep in your hips towards your heels here as you stretch. Fingers away from hips here. Navel zips up to the spine, so a little support for the low back. Take another breath. And then release that, swing over to the right. So lift your spine up just a little bit. Reach your left fingertips on the diagonal. Take your right hand back by your hip. Take an inhale. And exhale, stretch on the diagonal. Left, I like fingertips the whole time, but you could put the palms down when you feel ready to do that. Wrap your left ribs towards your right thigh. And stretch from your left wrist to your left hip. And take another full breath there. Lateral child's pose. And then walk your hands back to the top and through the middle and over to the left. Right fingertips to the left top corner. Left hand back by your left knee. Take an inhale, little twist. So hook the belly to the left and then exhale, fold and stretch. So find side bend here to the left. Reach those right fingertips away from your right hip and steer your belly from the right to the left. Another big breath for that right side. Good. Come back through the center. Take a final moment in the middle. Child's pose. And then walk your hands back, lift your torso up. Grab your two blocks and turn and face the long edge of your yoga mat. So you'll kneel, blocks handy, middle of your space in the lateral plane. Left knee stays, right knee steps out to the right. We're gonna go inside today with that block. So put a block inside your right foot. Stretch your arms out wide like a kneeling warrior two. Inhale here. Exhale, lean to the right. Put your right hand on the block. You can adjust the setting to your liking. And take your left hand to your hip or straight up. I'll leave it up to you. Right inner leg and right arm are friends. So squeeze those two spots together. Use that as leverage to help you turn your chest from the right to the left. And avoid the right bun sticking out behind you. So you got to tuck your right bun in, pull your pubic bone to your chin, and then push into your right foot and send your hips to the left. This left arm is okay. Left shoulder is okay. You'll spin your left palm towards your right toes and do more of the left arm over the ear. So more side bend. Peek up underneath that left armpit chest and spin your torso from the right to the left. Another breath here. Good. Left arm pulls you up. Switch. Bring your right knee in to kneel. Step your left foot out to the left. Block inside, left foot. And I didn't say this on the first side, but I think most of you know left heel and right knee line up. And then arms wide. Inhale. Exhale, lean to the left. Left hand finds your block. Snuggle that left arm and that left leg together. And then right hand to hip, or you can go straight up in the right arm to start. Squeeze left leg, left arm. And use that as leverage to help you spin your chest from the left to the right. Avoid the left bun popping out behind you. We want to keep that into the pose. So scoop your left bun in, pull your pubic bone to your chin. That also helps us get into like a true side bend and not a back bend here. Left foot, little pressure, push a little there to send your hips to the right. And turn your torso to the right. Final flourish, right palm spins towards your left toes. You can reach for the right arm over the ear. And then there's maybe more potential for twist, belly from the left to the right. Maybe peek up underneath this right arm. If the neck's okay with that, take another breath. And change. Right arm pulls you up. Take a moment to either high kneel or sit briefly on your heels, Vajrasana. Take a little pause. And then right back up. Left knee stays. This time, right foot out to the right. Right heel down. Right leg straight. Right toes up. Put a block outside your right foot here. And then dig your right heel down. The blanket's going to make it so that it's going to want to slide a little. I want you to use that as a challenge to dig your heel down and isometrically back towards your left knee. So that means don't move it, but like you want to. Spread your right toes. Maybe put a little bend in the right knee and take your arms wide like before. Inhale here. Send your hips to the left. Exhale, lean to the right. Find that block somewhere outside your right lower leg. Left hand to hip or left arm straight up. Zip that right heel down. Straighten your right leg any amount and spread your right toes. Spin your belly from the right to the left and then left palm to right toes. Reach up and over a little closer to the true Parigasana here. Zip that right leg straight, so firm your thighs, thigh muscles on the right rather. Dig that right heel down. Think about trying to drag it back towards your left knee, but it's stuck. And scoop your right bun in, pubic bone to chin. Maybe peek up underneath this left arm. Big side bend here. Another breath. Change, come up. And swap. Bend your right knee. Take your left leg out to the left. Straightish setup, heel down, toes up. Once you've got that, put a little dig into the left heel, like you want to push down and pull it back, but it's stuck. Maybe a little left knee flexion on the way in. Arms wide, inhale. Exhale, lean to the left, hips to the right. Find your block outside your left foot, and then right hand to hip or right arm straight up. Zip that left leg straight, so kneecap to thigh if it's available. Spread your left toes and dig your left heel down. All right, left bun into the pose. So scoop that left bun under. Pull your pubic bone to your chin. Right arm can stay, or you can go palm towards left foot and reach up and overhead. Spin your chest from the left to the right. And zip that left heel down and isometrically back toward your right foot, right knee. Big breaths here, maybe right under, peek under rather, right armpit. And change, bring it up. Last little pause here, you can high kneel or sit Vajrasana. Take a breath. Nice job. Let's get rid of this blanket. You can fold it up for some padding. So if you need padding for some low lunging lizard work, I would put it in the middle of your mat. And then find downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's move those blocks just to the top of the mat so you have them accessible. And you can start to warm up your dog a little bit. Plant your hands as wide as your shoulders. Check that those pointer fingers are parallel. And then root down into all 10 of your finger pads. Start to really push down and forward. Wrap your biceps towards the ceiling, your triceps towards your toes, so get some external rotation going on in your upper arms. Then spread your upper back. Relax the head and the neck here. And start to lift and tone navel to spine. So get that low rib pulled together. Any amount hips high, legs firm. heels down and back. Find a strong static dog when you're ready and find your breath here. Good, inhale to look forward. Exhale to step your right foot outside of your right hand if you can. And then drop your left knee low. So right into a wide lizard. You can stay here for a couple of breaths to start. If you need blocks, bring those in. I'm gonna just bring them in on their flattest setting. And we squeeze. So right knee, right arm together. Left knee is low. Left toes can stay tucked. Squeeze your left glutes and root your front right heel down. Little lift for the front of the spine here. Back of the heart can pull a little in and a little up. Keep that navel pulled towards the spine. Okay, from here, right arm and right leg stay connected. Right foot stays flush with the floor. Start to shift your hips back. Right arm, right leg stay connected. Right hip stays hooked in towards the midline. And then you're gonna bend back into your right knee, lizard lunge. Do it again, shift back. Push that right foot down into the floor. Keep your right leg and your right arm together. And try to keep your hips more or less level. One more time, shift into the lizard. And then shift back, like someone was coming into that right hip just to hook it and drag back. Like you want to straighten your leg, but you're not gonna push your right foot down into the floor. Next time you're back in your lizard lunge, you'll stay there. So lizard lunge, hands if it's best, or lower to your forearms if you have a little more range. So bring your torso inside of your right foot. At this point, you could be a little more yin-like, so maybe drop back of the skull, head. Take another breath or two here. Okay, bring it up. Move your blocks, plant your hands, a little added challenge if you want it. Right foot stays outside the right hand, left knee lifts. Push your hands down, gather your belly, float your right leg up for a sec like a half crow. There's your core work for today. And then back to downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, step your left foot outside your left hand and drop your right knee low. You can stay on your fingertips here or bring your blocks in. We're a little upright for a bit, so stay on the hands. Snuggle the left leg and the left arm together. And then root your front heel down. Squeeze your right buns and gather the low belly in and back. Little lift for the front of the spine here. Let's take another breath, active lizard lunge. Keep your left leg and your left arm together. Keep your left foot flush with the floor. And then start that slow slip back. Like you want to straighten your left leg, but you have to keep your left arm and your left leg connected. And you got to keep your left foot on the floor. And then you bend back into the knee. So there's like a resistance component here. Do it again. Zip the left hip back. So left leg, back of the leg rather, is engaged while we try to get into a straightish leg. Hips stay level if you can. One more time. Lizard lunge. Press that left foot down. Squeeze the left leg, left arm. And zip back. Like you're trying to do a half splits variation, but you can't quite get there. Good, shift back to lizard, stay on your hands, or lower the torso inside of the left foot. For a little deeper lizard lunge, you can let the back of the head drop a bit here. Squeeze that left leg, left arm still, just a little bit. And take 2 breaths. All right, come back to your hands. Plant your hands inside that left foot. Add a challenge to tuck the right toes, lift the right knee, and pick your left foot up, squeeze your left leg and your left arm like a half crow. And then back you go, downward facing dog. Second round, a little different. Inhale, look forward, step your right foot outside your right hand. Drop your left knee low, and then pick up where you left off. So you're gonna drop to a low setting, maybe forearms inside of your right foot. That might be it, in which case you're gonna stay there. If you have the range to get a little bit lower, maybe like left forearm inside and down, you can still use a block. But then the next move is to do right hand, like mitten hand, heel, horseshoe, your right hand behind your right heel. And use that as a point of resistance. So push your right foot down and drag it back into your right hand. At the same time, shove your right hand forward into the heel. And then if that's not enough, maybe you can get your right shoulder to start to get underneath this right leg. And then you breathe. Try to keep that right hip hugged in and back, like the straight leg pumping we did. Then push your right foot down and breathe. Okay, exits the same. Lift the torso, hands plant inside the right foot. Left knee lifts, squeeze right leg, right arm, little crow hover, and back to the downward facing dog. Last lizard lunge here. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step your left foot outside your left hand and resume that depth of your choice. So maybe you were on like forearms, blocks, little deeper lizard lunge per your capacity. If you have the range to drop low, like right forearm inside, it's a pretty big ask, so use your blocks if you need to. And then left hand is your horseshoe, so take the left heel, left thumb rather, pointer finger, mitten style behind your left heel, and use that as a point of resistance. So push a little forward, but in opposition, push your left foot down and snuggle it back into the hand. Try to turn on the underside of that left leg. And if that's not enough, the next move is to snuggle a little bit that left shoulder underneath your left leg to the availability that you've got. Okay, breathe here. Push your left foot down. Try to keep that left hip into the body so it's not winging to the side. And shove your left heel isometrically forward with your left hand. And squeeze your left heel back into your hand. Change. Hands come inside the left foot. Right toes tuck, lift the right knee. Little crow hover, left heel up, squeeze left leg, left arm. And step it back, downward facing dog. Nice full breath here. All right, move your blanket and walk your feet to your hands. Uttanasana, the top of your mat. Spread your toes, drape and drop here. Uttanasana. And then soften your knees, take your hands to your hips and come to stand. All right, grab one of your blocks and turn to the long edge of your yoga mat. Let's put the block in the right hand. Tadasana. And then bend your knees and step wide. Turn your right toes to the right, turn your left toes in about 45 degrees. And sit low in your right thigh. So warrior 2 to start. Block inside right knee. for a little place to tone. Let's go left hand to hip. Press your right inner knee into your block and your block into your knee. Zip up your left inner leg and press out through your left outer heel. From here, start to slide down that right inner leg so you come into a side bend, a la Parshva Konasana. Just like all of our work, that right arm and right leg are friends. So squeeze those two spots together. Use that as leverage to turn your torso from the right to the left. And then you gotta keep your right bun into the pose. So scoop your right booty underneath you, pull your pubic bone to your chin. Take your left arm straight up in the air. Spin your left palm towards your right toes and reach left arm over ear. Side bend. Turn your belly from the right to the left. Optional, left hand behind the head. Like a Gomukhasana, reach through your left elbow for a little more. You can press your head a little bit back into your left arm. Breathe. Stretch your left arm straight. Let that arm help you come up. Bring your block with you and switch. Left block, left hand. Turn your left toes to the left, right toes in. Sit low in your left thigh, warrior two. Block inside left knee. Press those two spots together. Zip up your right leg. And right hand to hip. Inhale here. Exhale, lean, slide. Left block down that left leg inside the left foot. Snuggle left arm and left leg together. Use that as leverage to help you turn, open twist from the left to the right. And then tuck this left bun in. Pull your pubic bone towards your chin and stretch your right arm up. From here, more twist, left to right. Spin your right arm externally, reach your right fingertips towards your left toes overhead. More open twist. Final flourish, right hand behind the head. Reach through the right elbow and lean a little bit back. Breathe. Change, right arm up. Straighten on up here, Tadasana, turn all 10 toes to face forward. Step, step, or hop together, Tadasana. Put a block up high between your thighs. Give it a little squeeze and find downward facing dog. Squeeze that block just a little bit. Adho Mukha Svanasana for a full breath here. Good, lower your knees, take your block out, and sit on a blanket in the long edge of your mat. So just where we were working, but now you'll be seated. Sit on the front edge of a folded blanket so your hips have a little lift. And you can stretch your right leg out to the right, and your left knee will bend in like a Baddha Konasana. Put a block outside your right foot. All right. Sit on the front edge of your seat so that you've got almost like this anterior pelvic tilt. You're going to tip off the blanket almost, but not quite. Firm your right leg. Spread your right toes. And then take your right hand, left hand, right hand to hip, left arm up. Think about that for a second. Turn to the left, so there's your open twist. So towards your bent left knee, and then start to lean over to the right. This is where that right block might be nice. You could like put your right forearm on it. Last little side bend prep here before our peak work. So lean to the right, but twist open to the left. Just like we did in the side angle, if you want, you can tuck this left hand behind your head and do more of like a Gomukhasana arm. Tail tuck, navel to spine, lean a little back as you spin from the right to the left. So a little variation of the revolved forehead to knee. Good, left arm up, torso up, switch. Woo. Take your left leg long, bend your right knee in. Little block set up maybe outside your left foot. firm your left leg, spread your left toes, and then take your right hand to your hip, left hand to hip, right arm up, sorry. Inhale, prepare, exhale, twist to the right, so towards your bent right knee, and then you lean to the left. So this is where that left elbow can land, maybe on a block, right arm up and over for the side bend. Spin your torso from the left to the right. Keep the low back happy with a little tuck of your tail, navel to spine. And then maybe right hand behind the head, reach through the elbow. Spin to the right, lean back, breathe. Change, come up. Torso to the center. It might feel nice to just squeeze your legs together. So like a little seated Panasana. And then you might want your strap. And we'll start with the same in the left leg. So the left leg does like a Baddha Konasana. The right leg is going to do a half happy baby. So gather up your right foot. This is where some of you might need your strap. That's fine. So right hand, left hand can lace to hold this foot. And we've got an upright spine. So try not to round. Think like back of the heart in and up. And maybe this is like stage one. Maybe this is where you stay. Stage two is to get that setting that we did earlier. So your right arm is going to come inside your right leg. Your right lower arm is going to wrap around the back of your right leg. And then your right hand is going to hold your outer right foot. At this point, you can just let your left hand rest by your side. Or use it to kind of help you, stage three, get in there a little bit more. Right shoulder underneath your right leg. Maybe keep hold of the right foot. Left hand can take a little break. Check that out. If you're like, wow, that's enough. Or you loop your right foot with your strap. Left hand holds, so up and over. You can let go with your right hand and put your right hand on the floor like a little kickstand out to the right. Then the work would be to straighten your right leg, peek up underneath your left arm, compass pose. I have a little bit of a right hamstring injury, so I am not going to go very far on this side, but in an ideal scenario, your left hand would hold your right foot and your right leg would be straight. So big side bend. And when you're over it, get out of there. Stretch both legs long or seated Dandasana. Take a little pause. The Sanskrit name of that is Surya Yantrasana. And it's the first time I've ever taught this pose. Side two, bend your right knee. Baddha Konasana, right leg. Half happy baby, left leg. So interlace your hands. Think back of the body nice and straight, so heart up. Maybe this is where you stay to work your shape. Or you deepen, get this left elbow inside. Start to work the left hand, lower hand around the left lower leg. Grab your outer left foot. Maybe that's where you stay. Or you work a little deeper, left elbow, shoulder up underneath this left leg. Maybe that's where you stay. Or you grab your strap, lasso it with your right hand, let go with your left hand, so your left hand becomes like a little kickstand. And then this right arm starts to do sort of that arcing action, like a side bend. That's way more accessible on this side. You can get a sense for what the pose is supposed to look like on this side compared to the first side. And then the left leg maybe works straight. Ideally, you'd hold like your left outer foot with your right hand. I'm not quite there, but I have a little more range to get the left leg straight. And then spin the torso from the left to the right so you get that big side bend on the right side. When you've had enough, get out of there. Ooh. All right, nice work. Dandasana or Apanasana. If you need like a final dog block squeeze, that might feel nice. And then you can release that and come to your back. Nice work. So block close by. Knees bent. Let's go knees and in and feet wide. We did do some external rotation, so maybe go for a little bit more internal here, hands to belly. Also just lots of like wide leg stuff, so it might feel nice to knock the knees together. And just encourage you to take note of how you feel. So side bends, some open twisting. See how the body responds to that. The only thing I have in the sequence is a bridge pose. So you're welcome to copy that if it would be useful, symmetrical shape. You can keep your knees bent, like a wide knee bent bridge, sacrum supported by your flat block. Or if you need a little more release, maybe in the fronts of the hips, you could do straight leg bridge. You might have to work your block a little down to help tuck your tail. And then just take maybe a couple of breaths there, or wherever else you're counter posing before you take your Shavasana. So if the bridge feels really good, you might stay there for a while. You feel ready to settle into your final shape. Go for that, maybe bringing in support. So you could slide your blocks behind your knees, your blanket over your hips, giving yourself a couple of minutes of rest here. Close your eyes when you're ready. Let go of all your muscular effort. So stay really soft here. And start to bring your awareness, if it's wandered off, back to the breath. And take this time to breathe a little more fully. Shift in the fingers and toes and start to come back to your body. If you've got props for your Shavasana, just start to clear things out of the way and make your way from your back to your side and eventually to a seat. Take your time as you make that transition. So move mindfully. And you can sit on a prop if you'd like a little bit of support to close your practice today. And keep your eyes closed and take a good seat. And investigate here how you feel in the body and the breath and the mind, nervous system. And perhaps ponder around how you might use this work to serve you off the mat. Meet hands at heart center, palms together. If you'd like to close with a small bow, head to hands in gratitude to this work, to each other. Thank you so much. And right on cue is the puppy. Thanks, guys. Have a good week. I will see you guys soon. Thanks so much.